Hello, my name is Micah Haynes, and I'd like to ask your consideration for admittance to the 2017 YALCON. I'm a relative newcomer to the Liberty Movement, but the foundational principles were laid and have been reinforced since I was a young child. Like I'm sure might be the case for many watching, my parents taught me the basic ethics of don't hit and don't steal that are apparent to have evolved in us and our society and have been vital to that organized society. I was taught to think critically, work hard, and be honest and consistent. At 18, I joined the United States Army because it seemed like a good way to put action to words, and those concepts were raised to an all-new level of importance. And after a few years and some deployments, I began to rise in the ranks and in responsibility. The things I'm most proud of are also what I believe to be the best trait I gained while I was in leadership. In 8.5 years, I held every rank and role between private and staff sergeant, from rifleman to platoon sergeant. Teaching, mentoring, and developing individuals and teams greatly appealed to me, and the years I spent doing so helped me grow and mature as an individual and as a leader. From teaching a private how to apply basic first aid to leading large-scale training exercises and missions and developing subordinate leaders or mentoring cadets at West Point, I've always applied the same ideals and principles of liberty to leadership during my time in, even if it wasn't always the normal or popular thing to do. I learned that setting the example, leading from the front, and influencing people was more often than not far more effective than commanding or coercing them. It was towards the end of my time in the Army during the summer last year that I began to pay much closer attention to the big political and social issues that faced our country and the world, and I began to have a more solid and tangible political opinion. Watching debates, reading about candidates, and listening to commentary of news anchors, authors, and activists led me to apply a combination of critical problem-solving skills and consistent ethics to my political opinion. I discovered the Liberty Movement late last year, and I've been crawling down the rabbit hole ever since. While I certainly have an opinion and experience in things like foreign policy, guns, and police activity, the root problem of these and other issues of the day seem to stem from a maladaptive relationship and misunderstanding the vast majority of Americans have with government. I don't believe immediately turning from whatever problem we might have amongst ourselves to government is effective or efficient in solving that problem. Changing that mindset of using another group of people to use force and coercion to enforce your beliefs will allow a person to follow the problem to its logical conclusion of liberty. This is a concept and a philosophy that doesn't need to be forced on people. Just like any good idea or product in the market, if it really is a good idea or a good product, and I believe this one is, then you won't have to force people to think it or buy it. Over time, this movement can win the hearts and minds. Leading from the front, leading by example, and influencing people is really what I think is important in this movement. And it's with this set of principles and practices that I'd like to come to YALCON this year. I see Young Americans for Liberty as an opportunity to continue to be a leader and affect positive change in the minds of other young people who are starting down their path to the rest of their lives and careers. I'd like to not only learn a lot from many other talented peers and seniors, but hopefully share what I've learned to help improve the organization and the movement as a whole, and to have a relevant and positive impact. Freedom is what we reap from this way of life, my friends. Thank you.